You see it on Twitch. Let me know if you see it on Twitch. Let's see. I don't see it.
No.
I don't see it.
Oh.
Wait.
No, it is. Yeah. It's
live?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. And so that means we're on Twitter. It's on Twitter then. Wait, hold up. Let me see. I put my info. Let's see. Hold up. Wait, how the hell you get? Okay, it's on. So Twitch is working. Twitter's not working yet. I have to figure that one out. Hold on a second, guys. We're trying to figure something out here. Oh, so it's live on my YouTube channel. So that's good. So YouTube is working. Twitch is working. And I can see the chat through here. I put everyone. So let me see. Hello, everyone. We're testing something out, guys. So we're going to record our show now. Okay. Let's see. That came up in the chat. That put hello, everyone. No, right? It didn't. I don't know if it did. Let me see. Let me go to Twitch here. Give me a second, guys. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I only guess I can do it through here. So we're experimenting. This is something that I started using a couple months ago with Ree for our podcast. So I'm gonna start using this for this for the show for me. It's a lot easier, So plus we can record like this, Parris, right? Record a show like this. It's a lot easier. So
yeah, I mean, because like we were just saying offline, I'm probably will get this too and start using it too.
Yeah, it's good. It's worth it.
Because when I've been on a couple other shows that they've been using this format and it worked out well. So why not?
Yeah, and I know there is a way where people can actually call. At that one, I gotta figure that out. You can do live calls and stuff through here. So hey, something. All right, so give it a couple minutes until people show up.
So you're not gonna get the Twitter thing figured out for this, right?
Let me see if I can do it. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me go settings, live.
Because that's what I'm looking for to see if you got it on Twitter.
It says it went live, but I don't see it. Actually, let me go to studio. Live broadcast. Oh, wait, hold up. Broadcast. Okay. Give me 1 second. I think we're I think I figured it out. Hold up, because I'm doing it from the studio and then it will create.
Okay.
Let me see. Create Gamertag Radio. What episode is this? Episode 1340? Okay. Oh, okay. So it's live now on Twitter.
Yep, it is.
It is, right?
It is, right? No, wait, no. Now, there it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Here, I'm gonna share it out.
Yeah. So we could talk. We could talk here. Interesting, bro. Oh, yo, this is good, Parris. This is good. I'm liking this. Man. So we got now. Hey, what's up, everyone? So now we got Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. The YouTube one I gotta fix it. I just put Danny Pena. It was random. So I have to figure out Facebook and LinkedIn because I could broadcast all of them at the same time. So this is cool.
So would people be in the chat? Would that show up on Twitter if someone watches it on Twitter?
Yeah, I think so. I wish there was a way to see it here. That would have been so cool, right? And a lot easier instead of going back and forth and changing. But yeah, it looks like I have to be on Twitter to see the actual chat for now until
right,
until we get to see something,
right.
But so yeah, it looks like we're good. We're broadcasting.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, so let's do it. All right. Let me make sure it's the right Right. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot going on. All right. Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 1340. This is your host Danny Pena, and also joining me on this episode of Gamertag Radio, the one and only Parris Lily. What's up, Parris?
I'm good, man. Good morning. I had an epiphany right before we started recording.
What happened? Tell us.
Yo, it's not 2024. It's 1994, bro. We went back in time.
What, console war stuff?
Think about it. No. Think about it.
What?
Wrestling is the best it's been.
Yes, 100%.
X-Men is dominating the conversation.
Yeah,
and rap beef. We're back.
Let me tell you.
We're in the 90s, bro.
Now, as a fan of hip hop, out of the 3 tracks from Kendrick, which one do you think you're like, whoa, this hit hard?
Oh, Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams put me in the chokehold. Put me in the chokehold, boy. I was like, whoa.
I think that's one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
Meet the Grams. Woo! God.
And look, before we even dive into this, just to touch on this lightly.
Yeah.
That is a moment, that night, that was a Friday night. Friday night is a moment in hip hop history that'll live forever. This is like a top 5 moment of all time.
100%.
Because you think, okay, Drake just dropped Family Matter. I was like, all right. I was like, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Kendrick anticipated it, had it ready. He had it ready to go, and he gave Drake 30 minutes. Drake had 30 minutes apiece. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, boom. It was even worse after that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then I'm with my son yesterday. We're driving somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I look at the phone and I go, Kendrick just dropped another one. He was like, what? I'm like, oh my God, yo, we put it on in the car immediately. Listen to it. It's crazy.
I don't know if Drake is gonna come back.
He can't. There's no way.
And here's the crazy thing. I heard there's more coming.
Yes, there's more.
Yo, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Nah, but it's a good time. Pretty good time.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I have what I think is the top all-time rap beef diss track. What's yours?
Ooh, I have a couple. Like old school. I go with Karis One. They had beef with Queensbridge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Back in those MC Shan. That's really good. I really enjoyed LL Cool J versus Cannabis. That was that was one of my highlights. Yeah. Was I in high school? I think I was in high school at that time.
Yeah, that was around high school time.
But like after that, Jay-Z and Nas, my all-time favorite, yo. Ooh, that was a good one with Ether when that came out. Ooh, crazy beef. This one got to go up there too, man. This one's got to go up there, man. Like this is crazy.
I think you're missing one.
Wait, which one? There's a lot. There's so many.
There's a lot, but I'm gonna just tell you my all time for how he did it, completely unexpected, and you were like, oh my God, no Vaseline. It's no Vaseline.
Yeah.
Cube, when he was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, it ain't over, mother. Wait, what?
Yeah. No, that was wild. I forgot about that.
I believe that. Yeah.
What year was that? What year was that?
Death Certificate was 91?
90.
I think it was 91.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. But Parris, we got something new here, man. For those that are listening to the podcast, I decided to use a software where I could now start broadcasting our podcast at different channels. The 2 I'm missing right now is Facebook and LinkedIn. I could do that next week and stuff, but it's pretty cool. I can see the chat, through Twitch, and I know we're live on Twitter for the first time. We've never done this live on Twitter, so I know you've done live spaces all the time. I've done live spaces in the past. It's been a while, but I've never done video live like this. So this is going to be interesting, and hopefully people are watching. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be a lot of fun doing this. And I know Parris a couple of days ago said he's going to start doing his own thing too. He's going to launch he's going to bring back his YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe.
Why you put my business out there?
Go look it up, Parris Lady YouTube channel. All right.
Why you put my business out there?
Hey, I'm trying to help you, man.
Why?
You need views.
Why don't you let me say it? Why you gotta put my business out there?
Parris, people are saying that we're irrelevant, so I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. I'm
gonna get PSVR 2. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, you're gonna go all in?
Yeah,
you're gonna go all in and change your profile pic. That would be awesome. It's all good. It's all good. But look, Parris. But first, everyone, head over to gamertagradio.com. Listen to our past episodes. Also, you can find us at any podcast app. Just search for Gamertag Radio. We're there. And subscribe, post a review, and also send us some questions for our fan mail episode. And also, coming very, very soon is Summer Game Fest. There's gonna be a lot of content coming around that time. You know how it is, individual episodes, interviews, and stuff like that. We have a lot of stuff booked. Hopefully, depending on the schedule, hopefully I can sit down with Parris at the event or somewhere we can record, because last time he slept over here, but it's gonna be complicated this year. But we'll see. We'll figure something out. We'll see. But make sure to check it out. And if you'd like to be part of our family discussion, here's how you could contact us. All right. So I see Arctic said you can't chat on X. Really? Hold up. I see like a thing here. Hold up. You can chat now. Here, look. Let me know if that works, because I think you could chat through there. Let me see. Okay. Hello. You see the chat? Let me send it to Parris here through.
Send the chat. Where
I got sent through here. I send it through here through our thing. This is there is a chat. They just added this.
I see something said to chat. Excuse me.
They just added that.
I see it. Yeah,
it's brand new. The thing is, I have to share this. I haven't shared it, I think. Let me see. Post this. Let me post this to see if it works. Join us.
Limited by broadcaster. Someone's just said in the Twitch chat.
Oh, limited by broadcaster? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. I got to figure it out. I'll fix it. That's all good. At least you can watch it.
So I want to kick this off. You probably ain't even ready for what I'm about to say.
Oh, no. What's up? What's going on?
So our good friend Jez Corden put out a tweet last night. Matter of fact, let me actually bring it up, because I want to be very specific here.
Okay.
And Jez said, "Are you sticking with Xbox?" That was a question. That is it. And I see there's a ton of replies, almost 1,000 replies to this tweet already. Mm-hmm. And then the CEO and creative director of Red Moon Studios replied. He had a very long reply. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But in a nutshell, he talked about the business of gaming and how expensive it is to make AAA games now, and the shift in strategy, because these companies obviously need to make money. They need a return on investment for everything that they're spending to make these big high budget games. And we've seen the repercussions of this over the past few years. There's been massive layoffs across the industry. We're seeing business strategies change right before our eyes. Right? Right.
Yeah.
Back in February, put out a tweet. And I said, the business of gaming is changing. It is what it is, because obviously the rumors that were happening at the time about Xbox and potentially putting games on PlayStation. We had the Xbox business update where Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and all them basically confirmed it, that, hey, they're going to put 4 games on PlayStation. So since that time, we're also seeing that PlayStation is starting to experiment with putting even more games on PC. So much so, like Ghost of Tsushima is about to come out on PC, and it is going to have PSN support right off the bat. Okay. We have obviously seen the chaos of the past couple of days with them after the fact adding PSN support and mandatory PSN login to Helldivers 2. And, I think some rightfully so, people have been upset about that. Whole point is, business of gaming is changing. A lot of people got upset with me when I said this a few months ago. oh, you're only saying this because Xbox is doing it, and you're a shill to what Phil Spencer says, and blah 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 blah. No, I have common effing sense, is what I have. I had people pulling up tweets, stuff I said 5 years ago, because guess what? The business of gaming 5 years ago is different than what the business of gaming is today. So, of course, my opinion changed. My thoughts about exclusivity and all that have changed because I'm reading the room. I'm listening to what the people that are actually funding and making these games are telling you. This is what I even just said just now on Twitter. Don't listen to me, then. Go read the tweet that I quoted. The man made Ori and the Blind Forest. Kind of think he knows way more than I do when it comes to this, right? Listen to your leaders in this industry that have been telling you this. Forget what Phil Spencer or anybody at Xbox is saying. Listen to people outside of Xbox and what they are telling you. They're telling you this is happening. And because we got to do this dumb console war stuff, nobody wants to listen to it. They want to argue about Xbox and PlayStation. Well, why don't you bring up Nintendo? Because Nintendo is a freaking unicorn in this, because Nintendo, number one, they're the OGs who have been around for 40 years, and they have always synergized their hardware with their games. And if you want to take a little history lesson with Nintendo, they have had many stumbles over the years. Actually, it's a freaking miracle that the Switch is as popular that it is today, because the previous console was a disaster with the Wii U. And then even before, step back, obviously the Wii was a success, but then go back to the GameCube. GameCube wasn't successful either. So it's not like Nintendo's been perfect over the years. And is Nintendo going to change their strategy anytime soon? No, because they currently don't have an incentive to do so. But what if the Switch 2 isn't a huge success? Guess what? Bet you they shift their strategy too. The point is, we are seeing the numbers. Again, don't listen to me. Do your own research. Google it. Look at the revenue numbers. Look at the attach rate of exclusive games to platforms. It's not good. It's just not. So what are these companies doing? They are changing strategy. And Xbox, clearly, they've been aggressive. They've been doing it far longer than PlayStation's been doing it, because they've been putting their games on PC, since 2017 or whatever it is? But they've been doing it for a long ass time. So it is not foreign to them to actually be quote unquote multi-platform. But now that they're saying, hey, let's put a few games on our competition's platform, because guess what? They almost spent $100 billion and they have all these studios and all these games. And if they're looking at ones that aren't particularly selling or have reached their shelf life within their ecosystem, let's put it on another one. You know, I was lucky enough a year ago to interview Phil Spencer, and he said it then, which is if you look at what he said a year ago to where we are now, he was basically telling you a year ago, because he said then they had lost the digital library age. They, with the Xbox One, it didn't matter if Starfield was an 11 out of 10. In other words, we got to grow. We got to continue. We got to reach more people with our games. He told you this a year ago, and this is currently what's happening right now. These companies, you can't stick your head in the sand and go, look, people will get mad when I say this. Everybody wanted to get on me about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I go, it should have been on Xbox and PC, and it's not, due to contractual stuff that's already signed, sealed, and delivered. Sales numbers aren't great. It's just a reality, because you limited yourself. Take Xbox out of it. Should have been on PC day one, along with being on PlayStation. Guarantee you would have sold more. Look at Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2, which has been a runaway success. They've obviously kind of, with this whole PSN thing, people are a little grumpy with them right now. But overwhelmingly, we've seen the success of Helldivers 2. And again, don't listen to me. Go look at the numbers. The numbers tell you the vast majority of people that are playing Helldivers 2, they're not playing it on PlayStation 5. They're playing it on PC, because they, day one, put it on another platform. So they're reaching more people. And this is what I'm talking about. Stay mad at me all you want, because I'm going to keep saying it, because my opinion is my opinion. But business of gaming is changing. Xbox is going to put more games on more platforms, whether you like it or not. Guess what? PlayStation is going to put games on other platforms, whether you like it or not. And that's what I'm trying to say. You as a gamer, I get you. We all got brand loyalty. I am not sitting here without Xbox. I've said this a million times. So you're damn right I have a quote unquote bias towards Xbox because this is what got me into the modern age of gaming, online gaming, the community, all of that. But I'm also smart enough to understand that I don't let that bias cloud my judgment. I look at things for what they are. So when I talk about Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, Ubisoft, EA, or whatever, I'm talking about the actual games that we're playing. So sure, I might have a preference, but that doesn't mean I can't talk about other platforms and read the room and see what's going on. And I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter. Like I might like playing games on Xbox, but I have absolutely no problem playing a game on PlayStation or Nintendo or PC or ColecoVision or whatever the hell, because it is my money. And that's the thing that I keep saying to people. It is your money. I don't care what Joe Blow on the internet is fussing about on Twitter with the stupid console war. It's my money. You're the one that has to go spend $70 on it. You're the one that has to go subscribe to Game Pass or PSN Plus or whatever the hell if you want to play these games. So you get to decide where you want to play, how you want to play. And so freaking what if a game shows up on another platform? We got to stop this juvenile, immature argument that I continue to see. Like so much so, and I'm just again, Danny, I'm ranting.
No, it's all good. I'm here trying to
keep it real. I showed a vulnerable side of myself on the internet the other day. Want to know why?
Yeah,
because the last Xcast that we did, I was talking about how I'm going to continue to work with Kind of Funny and how that's going to go. And I was saying I was excited about something I knew that we were going to do that I think the Xbox community is really going to like. That's all I said.
Yeah.
You're actually the one that showed this to me.
I was curious.
Called me and you're like, hey, what's this thing you're tagged in? And I looked, somebody clipped the video and made it look like I was saying one thing that I wasn't saying. And then I read the comments and they were effing awful. So much so I had tweeted out, I'm like, damn, some of y'all just hate me for existing. Like literally, there's people that just flat out hate me. Flat out. And it sucks that I had to see something like that. So I did tweet that out. And you know, just, hey, I'm human. I see it. I mean, I ignore that stuff 99% of the time, but this was that 1% where I was like, you know what? I am going to say something because this is ridiculous. It's video games, man. You don't have to agree with my opinion. I actually love it when someone disagrees with my opinion. My only thing is keep it respectful. Don't make it personal because it's video games. We're just talking about video games. We're you know, again, we've been doing this a long time. We try to see what's happening in the industry and discuss it and give our opinions on it. And this, again, talking about this whole business of gaming is one of those times. I guarantee you there's people right now just typing up mad I'm saying what I'm saying. But it's what's happening. And I don't know why. And I guess that's my thing. And again, I know I'm ranting, but that's my frustration with this. It's like, you try to logically talk about this stuff. You try to go, hey, here's where I think things are going. Here's what I'm seeing. And then people get mad and they throw insults and they get personal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not trying to steer it into that. But my point is, it's happening. Whether you like it or not, it is happening. It will not shock me if, let's say, the Gears of War collection is on PlayStation. It could happen. Let's just, and again, I'm not saying it's rumors. These are rumors. I don't know nothing. But let's just say Gears of War collection actually gets announced at this showcase for Xbox, right? And it's day and date on PlayStation as well. Not Gear 6, the old Gears games, all are on PlayStation. What does that change for you if you played Gears already? Seriously, nothing. It doesn't. Do I think it would be weird because we obviously have a legacy of where that game has been over the years? Of course, and I'm not denying that. But ultimately, once you move past that weirdness, does it really matter that game would show up on another platform? And I can already hear people saying it. Well, why isn't PlayStation returning the favor and putting games on Xbox? I don't know. Go ask PlayStation.
Yeah, you should ask them. You should ask them.
I'm just telling you what is happening. what potentially could happen. The Xbox's biggest problem has been they're a little too upfront about stuff that they're thinking about or doing. That, in my opinion, because I'll bet you any amount of money you want. Hey, look, I bet you the Tesla out there. You can't tell me that PlayStation's not had the same exact conversations internally.
Of course.
Not that they're going to do it. I'm just saying that you can't, because you put everything on the table. And then you decide what makes business sense and what doesn't. You don't want to hurt the company, blah, 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 blah. But the conversations happen. And that's what I'm saying. Over the past few months of what we've been seeing and the back and forth and the bickering and just the childish antics and everything that we've been seeing, it's like, I don't care if you like it or not. It's going to happen. So you need to prepare yourself for it and adjust accordingly. If this means that you're done with Xbox now and you're getting rid of your Xbox and all your Xbox games, you're going to go buy a PS5 and go buy a PSVR 2 and tweet about it 24 hours a day, knock yourself out.
Man,
it's your money. It's your money to do so. But my point is, it's your money to do so. It's your choice. But don't be upset at someone that doesn't think the way that you do. That's all I'm saying, ultimately, about this. But gaming costs at the AAA level, costs a freaking lot to make. We're seeing people get laid off across the board. So when you're taking a risk, when you're spending $200 million on a game and then the game doesn't sell the way that it should, these people are getting laid off. Studios are getting closing. So because this is the reality of what's happening right now, you're seeing a change in business. It just is what it is. And we argue over the most meaningless, tired shit ever about this. If you like PlayStation, go play PlayStation. If you like Xbox, go play Xbox. If you like them both, get them both, or go get a freaking PC. I mean, it really comes down to that. And it is frustrating that we got to keep talking about the same goddamn thing over and over again. Because it has literally become a broken record at this point. People that argue on the internet about where you play video games is freaking dumb. I'm just going to say it. It is so freaking dumb. It is. And it's not going to change. So this is why I'm ranting the way, hey, sneak peek into my own personal YouTube channel.
There you go. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. No, honestly, I let Parris rant while I was doing a couple of things there, man. But no, here's something that I've been doing the past couple months now. Like I haven't really haven't been like engaging with the nonsense online. It's not only Twitter, it's like everywhere else, because I also see that like on YouTube and other places, man. You know, but I haven't really been engaging with people. I just see it and I move on. Give me a second. Also, the other day, for those who don't know, I went to Memphis to speak. There was like 900 students, middle school and high school students, and it was multiple sessions. The last session, it was full house, and at the end of my presentation, I was like, all right, Q&A, any questions? You know, we could talk about anything, you know. I wasn't like, usually when I go to those events, they ask me like, you know, about like tips and stuff like that, about content creation, all that stuff. And this kid out of nowhere was like, hey, I was checking out YouTube channel. Yeah, he mentioned the name. I can't remember what it was. And he was like, I watched the video and they were saying something about Xbox is going multi-platform. Is that a good or bad thing? Like, I mean, in front of folks that doesn't know anything about games there, right? So I just said, look, man, at the end of the day, we're all gamers. Like, this is a good thing because and I didn't say this, but I forgot to mention it. But when I was a kid, I remember all those during those days, I will have a game or a system that my neighbor, a friend of mine, doesn't have. So he had like the Sega Genesis. I had the Super Nintendo. We will trade consoles. We will trade games. We will go to each other's houses to play the games because we love both systems and everything, right? Yeah, we had like our, you know, the debate about which consoles has the best games, whatever, like, you know, for fun. But we always will trade games and stuff just for fun. so for us to experience those games and everything, right? So I mentioned that that at the end of the day, it's a good thing. Look at the PlayStation Store. There's games from the Xbox side now on the top of the charts of the PlayStation Store because there's a lot of people that don't have an Xbox, but now they could play Sea of Thieves and all these other games like Hi-Fi Rush that's not available on PlayStation, right? So I said, I was like, hey, at the end of the day, we win as a consumers, right? And people were applauding. And this is like in person. It's not stuck in a bubble of like social media and everything. This is like in person, talking to everybody there, and people applauded. And I was surprised, like, wow, okay. I didn't really have to explain much to that. They get it, and we moved on. Because at the end of the day, bro, we're all gamers. This is about entertaining. I've been seeing people posting, about you're loyal for a certain company and this and that. Like, this is not like, I mean, look, everybody could do whatever they want because that's their personal opinion, but really, like, it's kind of bad. Like, it's really all about a brand. Like, is it about that, or is it about us having fun with just games in general? Let's talk about the work that a lot of developers have been working on for multiple years. And Parris, you remember this when we went to DICE? We were talking to a lot of the devs that were there, and that was the conversation before we watched the business video that Xbox had later that week during DICE. Before that, we were just talking to devs, and they were asking us, like, what you think, and we'll ask them the same thing to the devs. Every dev that we spoke to said the same exact thing. We want more people to play our games. The more people that play our games, the better for us. The better for us. And the thing that you said, Parris, about Final Fantasy, I agree. I bet you, because look, if you could compare the previous Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, the numbers are totally off. And it looks like the most recent one compared to the last one is lower.
Can I tell you what? Can I tell you another reason why, real quick? I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
But important part of this is the other one was on PS4. And the reason that's relevant, a bigger install base.
Yeah, of course.
So you're limiting your install base by only having it on PS5, and that's the whole point that I'm making. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I love Final Fantasy VII. Like, I love that game, right? I love Remake, love Rebirth. I would like to see the third game. But is this considered a failure to Square Enix because it's not getting the sales numbers? Is not compared to like the first one. Is not that big. I mean, it's a lot of copies it sold, but compared to the first one, it looks like it's a flop for the company. You know what I'm saying?
It's a flop. I just think it's not selling up to. I'm sure they had a number on that they wanted to hit, and
probably a prediction. Yeah, projection.
It's not getting there. But again, because it's only on PS5. If it was on PC, again, take Xbox out of it. If it was on PC, I guarantee you sales of that would be way higher than what they've been. Because people simply have more access to the game. Not everybody has a PS5.
Yeah.
And sure, you can make the analogy, just go buy a PS5 then. Not everybody has $500 either. And then this is where we are, where we keep saying, again, when people are freaking out about Xbox stuff. It's like people have made a choice on where they're spending their money. So get your game to where the people are. And that's all I'm saying at the end of the day. You can argue console war nonsense till you're blue in the face, but we're in an age now where it's not just about the console. It's not just about the PC. You also have other devices that I don't even know are we Gen X? What the hell gen it is now? But not everybody thinks the old school way that we did when we were growing up. Now, my son literally, the phone has literally melded into his hand because that's how much he's on it. That's where he consumes his content is on the phone. So get the content to where he is versus trying to tell him you got to come over here. And that's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, man, I wish people could just take their time and just take the whole brand loyalty thing out of the head and just see the bigger picture. because here's the thing, we want our industry to grow. And I had this conversation with my wife, Brianna, a couple of weeks ago. We want our industry to grow, and there's different ways for the industry to grow. Right now, you've been noticing where a lot of movies and TV companies now are working with gaming companies to have get the permission of like the company to have like their IP turn into like a show or movie, and it's helping to get a new audience to learn more about, let's say, about that game. Like, let's say Fallout or The Last of Us, been a huge hit. Also, Mario Brothers, the movie that came out last year. That's one way to help get a new audience to start buying the games and everything. I know that's the reason why PlayStation re-release The Last of Us multiple times on PC and console, because of the hit of the show. And also Riot with Arcane and all that stuff. So that's one way. The other way is what you're saying, Parris, having it multi-platform. Not all games, but like certain games that it's like, think of it like HBO will release maybe the first season of The Sopranos on Prime Video. It's only for the season 1, right? You want to watch the rest of the season? Come to Max. Come subscribe, and you will see all the seasons of The Sopranos. See it that way. You don't see people arguing, well, man, I think HBO Max is losing their brand because they have The Sopranos on Prime Video. That doesn't make any sense. That's what companies are trying to do. How can we get a new audience that they could come to our ecosystem? You know what I'm saying? Like, release it on Steam, release it on Epic Game Store, do certain things. Like, that's how you're going to get a new audience that potentially might buy the console, the game, or whatever. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll just buy the game from the same PlayStation console, and that's it. And that's fine too. But that's not, I don't see that as like a bad thing. And the thing that drives me crazy, Parris, people will bring up, well, why PlayStation Nintendo doesn't do the same thing? Or if Xbox is doing that, they're losing their brand, their name, because of releasing these games on other platforms. And I just don't see that. I see it as like a good thing. Having a lot of devs that have been working on this for so long, having their games in other places, man, a whole new audience, man. So I just wish people stop the conversation of that. And also, people that are really well known in our community, let's not make it worse by doing little things on. So no, I'm dead serious. Like, it's not healthy, the conversation, when you do something and just go away and let everybody else just fight against each other about whatever it is that people post online. Like, it's not really helping, man. Like, I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No,
maybe it's just me.
I laugh because I know what you mean, and I'm not being arrogant right now or think so highly of myself. So I hope what I'm about to say doesn't come off that way. But I've become very self-aware that the things I say online people are paying attention to them.
Sure.
And if I were to say a certain thing a certain way, yeah, that's going to basically, for lack of a better term, cause a shitstorm on it. So I do think, like, I will have a personal opinion about certain things, but I'm careful about how I present it, if that makes sense, because who or what you are in the quote unquote industry will influence people and their opinions and their buying decisions and things like that. So I do think there are certain people that need to craft their words a certain way, because just because you have a personal opinion about something, if you just blurt that out into the void, again, when I say that, I'm talking like speculation. If I were to talk about, I don't know, let's just say Gear 6, man, really, really thinking Gear 6 is going to be shown at this Xbox showcase, blah, 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 blah. Depending on how I say that, that'll be trending on Twitter tomorrow. You know what I mean? Hell, when Jeff Grubb freaking said it on XCast, and I basically kind of agreed with him, it was people were taking that out of context. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. you, depending on who you are, like let's take this as an example. Phil Spencer or Sarah Bond there's only so many things they can say publicly that they might that they would probably say privately. You know what I mean? You got to think of it that way. So I do think some people have said things publicly that it was like, I get you might be thinking that, but you saying that publicly is just causing a shitstorm. If that makes sense. If what I'm saying makes sense.
I think we have to be more responsible on what we say.
This is responsible. Yeah.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look for not only for us, but our community, our industry, because it is making things worse. And also the whole everybody wants to be an insider thing. Like I don't know that remember, people have to be really careful. How I always say this, not to start creating clickbait stuff that is gonna hurt a lot of people that work behind the scenes. Like for example, the whole Gear 6 stuff, that was not a leak. That was just a conversation because I know people are gonna bring that up. That's not a leak. That was just a joke, and Grub just mentioned it, whatever, and it was not a big deal.
But here's the thing about that, though. Here's the thing about that, though. You notice the people that do monetize leaks was ready to just jump on me about that because I don't like leaks. I don't like spoiling things. Just because you know something doesn't mean you should spoil it. But the very people that monetize that kind of content, they were very quick to, oh, you're a hypocrite. You're this.
Oh, look at you.
And it was like, no, it's not a leak. It wasn't.
They tried, though. They tried.
Yeah, they did.
They tried. Now, forget about the negativity, Parris. Let's F the negativity. Now, I'm excited because next month is Summer Game Fest, Xbox Showcase, potentially Ubisoft. I haven't heard anything about Ubisoft. I don't know what's going on. We'll see. And I believe IGN Live. Who knows what's going on with that? But anyways, I have a question. The Xbox Showcase. Either predictions or things we would like to see, because we haven't done this in a very long time. It's been years because there was reasons why we didn't, but I think this year we're safe to say that we can do it.
Well, there might have been a few years where I kind of knew what was coming. So.
Yeah, so we were like, crap, we can't talk about it. Yeah. But this time we don't know anything, like zero. Besides Gears, because that's something that potentially might happen. Look, I would like to see new stuff too. Like the thing that really bothered me the past couple of years with like Xbox and PlayStation, they announce a game and then we get to see the game, and then a year after that we get to see the game again, and the year after that again. Like I don't want to see that. I want to see new stuff that we haven't seen. Show. So like if they show like a CGI trailer, okay, now show us the gameplay, right? But if they show the gameplay last year, don't show that again this year. You know what I'm saying? So just that. But what you would like to see for this year's Xbox Showcase?
Perfect Dark.
I think it's time.
It's Perfect Dark. It's still in the dark.
It's time.
That game was 2005. It was Perfect Dark 0. So we're almost at 20 years. They teased it at Game Awards of 2020. So it's been a while. We know Matt Booty hinted last year that they probably could have shown it last year. So I fully expect to see it this year. That's the game that I want to see. I want to see what Perfect Dark is going to look like for a modern audience. What is the gameplay going to be? In other words, what is the initiative? Because you think about it, this is, it is a homegrown studio from Xbox, but I don't think there's been any other studios they've stood up since, like from the ground up. Like they didn't acquire it, anything. This is a studio that they created on their own. So this will be their first entry into it. And I know Crystal Dynamics obviously is helping them launch the game, but I am very interested to see what Perfect Dark is going to be from the initiative. I will also say another game with rare roots to it is Everwild. I want to see Everwild. I want to know what Everwild is. We've had teases and seeing it. It looks almost like Princess Mononoke or something like that. But I want to see what is Everwild. What is the gameplay going to be from it? I actually don't need to see Fable. at the showcase. I don't want to see Fable again until the year that it's about to come out. Preferably, because it's not going to come this year. So I don't need them to tease Fable again. They can actually hold off on that. Clearly, there's been rumbles about Gear 6. I mean, if it's teased, great. Wouldn't mind a nice teaser for that as well. Again, I would also throw Clockwork Revolution into. I don't need to see Clockwork Revolution because we know that's a ways off. So you don't need to tease me on that again. Maybe South of Midnight is coming next year or something like that. Maybe you tease South of Midnight again, so some actual gameplay from something like that. I'll tell you the one thing I would love, because it would be a very happy surprise. They do tease a new Fallout. In other words, they have because when Todd Howard, go back to the interview Todd Howard just did with Greg. It was right on his lips. He almost said it, but there are two things they're working on for Fallout right now. I would imagine one of them is probably like a remake of Fallout 3 or whatever. I know we're not spoiling the Fallout TV show, but the way it ended, it would not shock me if we got a new entry coming.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I have two. Can I say two?
Well, can I get my last one out before you go?
Yeah, it looks like you're taking it over.
Well, Jesus Christ, you asked me what I want to see. I'm trying to say it.
Help.
No, one last thing. And then just Shattered Space, because again, Todd told us it's coming this fall. So just show us Shattered Space. We'd love to see that too for Starfield.
I think I'm gonna mention something that nobody has mentioned yet. And I think this is the perfect time to do it. During the Game Awards, we got to see a video announcement from Sega of like IPs that they're bringing back. Right? That was back in December. Now, and this is a rumor. It's not official. The rumor is that Jet Set Radio, I think it's called Jet Set Radio Blast. I think that's what the rumor is saying. Supposedly it's coming out early 2025. It's been 22 years since the last Jet Set Radio that came out, Jet Set Radio Future that came out on Xbox. This will be the perfect time for Sega to show that game for the first time on stage during the Xbox showcase. I think that will be huge. It will be huge if that happens, man. Maybe Crazy Taxi. We'll see. I don't know if they'll either show it there or maybe show it during the Summer Game Fest before the Xbox showcase. We'll see. I think it will make more sense during the showcase, Xbox showcase. That's one. Another one where, again, this is rumor. There is a new Resident Evil 9, that Capcom been working on for a very, very long time. This will be perfect to show it during the Xbox showcase too, man. Just show it as like a big announcement. That one most likely will come out. I'm thinking how everything works with Capcom early next year, if it gets announced this year during the showcase. I think that would be dope from the third party side. Now, first party, I agree with you. Perfect Dark will be the perfect game. Oh, Perfect Dark, perfect game. That would be great if they can show that, because if they don't show it, I wouldn't be worried. I'll be more disappointed. Like, damn, you guys announced that years ago. When we gonna see something about this game? Are we gonna have to wait another year?
I would be concerned. I would.
You will be concerned.
I actually would be concerned if we don't see Perfect Dark this year. That would concern me because, like I said again, you tease it in 2020. It is 2024. If we're not seeing it now, and you got to wait till 2025, like unless you're doing a stealth release and you're gonna announce it and it's coming out, or at the same time, it would concern me to not see more from that game. Think about it. We have not seen anything from Perfect Dark since December 2020. Nothing. Not a screenshot. Nothing.
Nothing. Zero.
So no, I need to see it. I need to see something.
Yeah. And look, I know we've been talking about this for a while. Just show us the Xbox handheld. Just show it.
I don't think it exists. I don't think it exists yet.
You think it doesn't exist?
Not yet.
So what was the purpose of that update with multiple Wi-Fi connections to your console?
Oh, look at Conspiracy Steve. Look at him.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
You know I'm right, Parris. You know I'm right.
Well, I'm going to say again, I don't think a handheld's coming this year. So I don't think you talk about it now. Because I think whatever the handheld is whatever next gen Xbox is. And I don't think they're talking next gen Xbox this year.
So you're trying to tell me we have to wait a year or two to see that?
Here's the thing. Do you think Xbox handheld that comes out in this year of our Lord 2024 is going to have good battery life?
None of those devices have great battery life. None of them.
And that's why you're not getting one now.
Not because of that, Parris. Not because of the... You know what? Go, bye. Take care. Bye. It's not because of the battery, bro. Are you serious? You actually think it's because of the battery?
So,
I think it's more... I think it's more of like the design. It makes sense to sell it now. Like, not because of a battery, bro.
So you want a handheld that got shitty battery? You're going to play for 2 hours.
First of all, why you got to curse, man?
Because I need to get my point across to you. I think cussing is the only way you
listen. It's been successful for Nintendo. It's been successful for Steam. Why not? And those batteries are not the greatest, and it still sells a lot of copies. And potentially the next one that's coming out from Nintendo. Do you think that's gonna be? I mean, it's gonna be better than the Switch battery life, of course. But you think Nintendo's be like, hey, let's not release it because of the battery? Really? You actually think that? No, man, I don't agree with you. Screw you. Screw you and your conspiracy.
Can I reply?
Yeah. Yes. You could, yeah. Yes.
The reason the Switch has the battery life that it does now is because it's not trying to push any kind of power narrative. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even this next Switch, they're saying from a power standpoint, it's probably the equivalent of an Xbox One or a PS4.
Mm-hmm.
If you put out an Xbox handheld, it has to play Xbox Series X/S games. So that means it needs to be more powerful, which means it is going to use more battery than we currently see today. And that includes the Steam Deck and all that stuff. Because the Steam Deck ain't got great battery either. Neither does the Rogue Ally. The Rogue Ally battery sucks. So you want to put out a handheld device that, again, if you're trying to play Perfect Dark on it, 2 hours of battery life, and then you got to plug it in. How's that? No, they're not going to do it.
Why are you attacking me? Why are you screaming at me, though?
Because I give my opinion, and you... Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2024. I've been dealing with this dude for 18 years of my life. Literally, my son is 18 this year. So my son's entire life, I've been dealing with Danny Pena poo-pooing my ideas. Yeah. Anytime I say something, he's like, yeah, I don't agree. Yeah. For my son's entire life, his entire existence on this planet. So this is why I cuss. This is why I get animated, because I got to get my point across to you about how wrong you are. They're not putting out no handheld this year. And yes, battery life is a huge part of it.
I hope they announce something so you could shut up and you can say I was right. Hey, but you know what? You're never gonna give me props. Even whatever I say, I remember way back I said that Xbox was gonna do a digital console, and you guys called me crazy. There's no way that's gonna happen. Look at the Xbox Series S.
That's not
true. And I never got props. I mentioned a lot of stuff. I mentioned the four SKU.
Because you tried to lump the digital thing into your crazy ass 4 SKU conspiracy theory, which they never did.
You know what? Look. Parris said this behind the scenes because I show him the clip, and he goes, "Yeah, it was ahead of his time. People were not ready for it. That's why." But publicly, he will say that. Oh my god! Come on, bro. That was really good. That was iconic.
I don't think they're coming out with no handheld this year. I don't think they announce a handheld this year because I think the handheld is a part of their next gen strategy.
Okay, I'll give you a cookie. If they
don't to go on record, if Sarah walks out and announces a handheld at that showcase, I will give you your props and say you were right and I was wrong.
Okay.
See,
you know what you know what you should do.
I can admit when I'm wrong.
Unlike you know what you should do. I want you to say multiple places and GTR, on Twitter, and also on the new Kind of Funny show.
You're asking for too much. You're asking for too much. I'm literally going to turn to you and go, you know what, you were right, and then I'm done. That's it. I don't need to get on platforms and profess my wrongness to the world. I will tell you. I'm like, you know what, you was right. That's literally the conversation. You're right.
Reset. I feel like we need a bigger bet than that. It's all good. Hey, man.
Whatever. I got to go on Twitter and YouTube. And
what? No, but this is a good one. Parris wears a Danny was right shirt.
Absolutely not. I won't do that. I'll never do
Why
that.
Why not?
I'll never do that. I'll quit doing all this shit today.
You pick a color. You pick a color. You pick whatever color you want, man.
Nope.
Take it from there.
Nope.
Oh,
never happen.
Parris hating you. He's hating. Anything else, Parris? Anything else?
Let me see. I guess I ranted for about what was that? A good.
I mean, you took over the show. I barely say hello.
20-minute rant.
Yo, when Parris finished the rant, it was like 36 minutes in, and I'm like,
well, but here's the thing, man. Here's my last thing, because this console war shit is dumb. It's
he's angry today. Yo,
it just is. It's so dumb. It is the dumbest thing ever. I like God of War. I don't care if it's on Xbox. I like Halo. I don't care. Look, I don't care. At the end of the day, would it be weird? Of course. But at the end of the day, it ain't changing shit.
You're still gonna play it.
Games.
Look, man.
Exactly.
Look. You could play Sea of Thieves with this controller right here.
Hey,
you can play Sea of Thieves with this controller now.
You know what? That actually makes me that makes me upset that you show that. I just want to be honest.
Why? Because you don't have this design? Because you don't have the design?
Exactly.
Not my problem.
I didn't get my mask with my mask.
Hey. Look, guys. If Parris turns the camera a little bit to the side, there's like a fridge that is black. The Rock. He got it from The Rock. Look at that. Like from The Rock. I didn't get that. You know what I got? I got this Minecraft fridge. It's like a Minecraft fridge that I got. You know? Like, come on, man. Help a brother out, man. No, but for real, like you could play Sea of Thieves with this controller, or you could play Horizon or God of War using the Xbox controller. You still playing the game, like, and it's dope. It's dope. That's a dope thing to see, man.
Somebody just tweeted. It was like, y'all got Parris cursing today
on Twitter. Really? No. Oh, it's not. Yo, wait, hold up. Give me a second. It says 1,244 views on that's dope on cool. Twitter. Pretty cool, man. And that was the first time I've never done that before on Twitter.
I'm out of focus.
Look at he's using the power, controlling people. Stop console wars. It's all good. Yeah, man. Anything else before we wrap it up? I know I mentioned it, but I totally forgot. So
Tanya, she's like, I cussed so much and messed up the camera. Yeah, man. You know what it is, Tanya. This should be the after show, but I'm just saying, I don't care.
Wait, let me wrap it up, and then we can do the after show. I haven't wrapped it up yet. Let me wrap it up. Thank you for listening to episode 1340. Until next time. Now to the after show. Go Parris. Now you can say it.
As I was about to say, Ty, you know what it is, and I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I'm just so exhausted by this nonsense. Okay, we fully in the after show. I'm so tired of this bullshit. It is so dumb. It is so fucking dumb that people make it's because people make it personal. I think that's what I'm just annoyed with. I'm just so annoyed that people make playing video games and where you play video games and how you play video games personal. Like I said, that shit I saw the other day on Twitter, it made me mad for real. I got mad for real seeing that. I'm like, damn, why do y'all fucking hate me so much? Because I got an opinion? Really? Yeah, it's like you don't even know me. You don't even know me. You see me every week on camera talking about video games, and because I'm have an opinion that you might not agree with because you got loyalty to one brand, and I just like playing games, that upsets you so much that you will say the most evil, vile, hurtful, nasty shit ever online because it's the internet and you have your anime avatar, so we don't know who the frick you are. But you can say a bunch of crazy shit to me that, look, let's just keep it honest. If you're at quote unquote Fan Fest or Summer Game Fest or PAX or Comic Con or something, you saw me there, because Danny, we've seen this happen. You'll be the first ones that want to come up to me. I just want to shake your hand. And like, oh, I'm just joking around online.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
That one kills me the most. I don't know if you remember, there was that year, this one dude that was always just talking shit to me online. Comes up, and this is where I always get to, I just want to shake your hand. Comes up to me, I just want to shake your hand. I'm like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm such and such. I'm like, who is that? And I was like, oh, wait, don't you always talk shit to me online? Oh, yeah, man, it's just fun. I'm just having fun. I go, it ain't fun to me. Stop doing it. And then he looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I'm like, no, I'm not shaking your hand, because don't talk to me crazy online. I don't know you. You don't know me. See, this is why I know I'm getting old, because this is where I'm starting to get with this stuff. It's like, because you know what it is, Danny?
What?
I'm not nice to you, but I'm nice to everybody else.
He's
I'm a
definitely
nice
nice.
person.
He's not nice to me. 100%.
But the reason is, if the text messages ever were to appear, you know why. But anyways, but being serious, I'm actually I actually consider myself to be a pretty reasonable, nice person. Can I cuss and do all? Of course I can. I was in the Navy, but. I just think I'm a reasonable dude. I try to be a nice dude. I try to be positive about this stuff. And like I said, the other day, that was very frustrating to me to see it thrown back in my face. Like, that's the other one I see a lot, where people, I'm too positive, I'm this. I'm like, you want me to be an asshole. You want me on here cussing like I'm cussing now, because that's what'll happen. I'll just start cussing and all that. You want me to be that, and I don't want to be that. I like gaming. I like talking about it. I like the community. I like interacting with people. I like having fun. And then when it's thrown back in your face because, ooh, he has an opinion that doesn't align with mine. He's this and that or whatever. It's so annoying, dude. And I guess this is where I am. I'm very annoyed on this Sunday. Very annoyed.
I see that. I see that you're very you're not happy, man. It's okay, man. It happens, bro. It happens. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see. It looks like the video will transmit it 720p. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I have to figure out why, and it's not telling me why, but it's all good. But at least everybody had fun, though, right? Watching it. You guys had a good time? Let me know. I think the video that I get from this through Riverside is going to be 1080 and all that stuff, but I don't know why. I have to figure this thing out. This is my first time doing this, so still learning. So,
but I will continue my rant to say what like I'm ranting about is what it does is it just makes me not want to engage with people. That's what it does. Because
but it shouldn't. I don't know, Parris. Like, I get it, but you're always gonna get people like that no matter what. You can say the sky is blue. People are like, no, so it's like,
no, I understand that. And like I said, 99% of the time, I just whatever. I just ignore it. This is my 1%er. You're getting my 1% today. And I mean, it's just freaking it gets annoying that you can't just be yourself and have an opinion about something Because I guess this is my point. I talk about stuff I like. I don't like talking about negative stuff. I don't. I like talking about this fun stuff. I like yesterday talking about WWE, or obviously all this rap beef stuff with Drake and Kendrick. Like, I like talking about fun stuff, or like all the X-Men, how hyped the X-Men is right now, and I like talking about that. And then I try to purposely avoid all the negative stuff. Like, we kind of danced around it during the episode, but we see what people are talking about in the industry right now. All this Helldivers 2, the PSN thing, and all that, and people losing their minds over it. I understand people being upset about it, because if you're going to do it, you should have did it from day one, or don't do it at all. It's kind of my thing. And if you're going to do it, and if you're going to do it after the fact, it should not be mandatory. It should be optional.
Yeah.
So I understand all that, but even that, people take it way too far. Way too far. And I don't want to engage with that stuff. I don't.
Here's something that a lot of people don't know. So I went to Dominican Republic. This is like a long time ago, and I had conversation with the gamers over there, like how they download the games, and do they create an account in the country for them to buy games outside the Dominican Republic. 99% of the time, people that live outside of the United States, not Europe, but like the smaller countries, they were creating an account, and they use their account as like a US account, because there's certain games is not available if they haven't switched to their country. So recently, I'm looking at I'm seeing tweets of people that are like, hey man, I live in Aruba, I have a US account, I'm playing Helldivers here, fine. Like, there's ways to do things. And I get the anger about the people that don't have access to PSN in their region. I completely understand that part. But there's also people that have access to the game and live here in the United States. They're mad that they need to log in to using the PSN account, right? In the beginning, it says it was going to be required to do that in the beginning of the game they launched, but because they were having the company was having so many server issues, they took that off temporarily because they wanted to fix it. They wanted to have people. Hold on a second, Parris. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Down. There you go. they look. It was going to happen, and they were going to bring it back. Now, I feel like the communication from the PlayStation side, not the studio, because I don't blame the studio. The studio working the game, now they have to deal with whatever the publisher says. Like, it's a weird thing going on behind the scenes, but I don't blame the studio at all. I blame PlayStation for the communication. You get what I'm saying? So, but people were praising this game, nothing but love all year round. The communication between the community team and the fans has been amazing. One of the best I've seen in a long time, right? And now this thing happens. Now everybody's like mad and this and that. But guess what, Parris? If you look at the numbers of the amount of people still playing that game, is really high. It's still really, really high on Steam. So, is it a bubble that we're stuck in, or is more than that outside of Twitter? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I just don't like how some people are, not everybody, some have reasons why they're like that, but there's a lot they're overreacting just to overreact, because that's how gamers are sometimes online. They just, I don't blame everyone. That's why I said what I had to say about the whole situation. I know we were going back and forth about that. I just don't like when people just like attack the studio and this, and I don't know. I just don't like that, man. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault at all, man.
No, and being serious, you hit on the point that I was going to bring up. The issue, first of all, you're correct. It's a bubble. Majority of people probably this will be a non-issue for them. The game's amazing. You should still go play it. Obviously, the people in regions that don't have PSN, that's the bigger issue that should be discussed, that isn't discussed enough. But you hit on the key point. It's communication. So, okay, you were going to do PSN from day one. You had server issues, so you took that portion out. So because you just wanted to get the game out, get people online playing, engaging, the whole thing. Understandable. Mm-hmm. Communicate that this is coming back around. We will make this mandatory at some point. You have to be open and upfront about that and use your platforms to communicate that out to the audience. There should have been multiple messages that have gone out. There should have been emails that have gone out, tweets, Steam, all this stuff. In-game communication, boop, pop up when you log in. At a certain point, we're going to require a PSN login. Say that from the get-go. The only reason it's not available now is due to server issues. If you're upfront with your audience and then they want to get mad when you make it mandatory, then that's on them because you told them. You were telling them. You let them know. But they did not properly communicate that out to the audience. So this is why you see the outrage that you do. And yes, there are certain people that will weaponize drama for engagement. And we know that. So that also doesn't help matters either. But it's a communication thing. And this is one thing that I have been very adamant about over the past couple of years. I mean, I even more specifically with Xbox, but just in general, these companies got to do a better job with communicating with their audience about things and stop communicating reactively. Be proactive with the stuff. This is a case where PlayStation could have been proactive about what they were going to do. Hey, just letting you know. All right, y'all ain't got to use PSN right now, but we're going to make this mandatory once we get these server issues resolved. Heads up. Just know it is coming in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. Just let people know. And then at that point, people can make an informed decision if this is the game that they want to invest their time into because of the login. That's all. That's all you got to do.
100%. I agree. Now, here's the thing. This is not going to be the only PlayStation game that's going to require for you to.
They're all going to do it.
They're all going to do it.
Well, Ghost of Tsushima is the kickoff. Every game you see coming to PC moving forward will have that PSN requirement. I think the outlier on this, and it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it, is Bungie, because I don't think they're going to force people on Destiny to have a PSN account. But then I think of a game like Marathon, when that drops, will they require it with Marathon? It's possible. It's definitely possible they could, but it would be interesting to see how they do it with Bungie.
Yeah, I mean, companies are doing that, and we're going to wrap it up soon. But the companies usually do that is because they want to track to see how many, they want to see the numbers increase. Same thing with PlayStation. That would be great. Now, I think, didn't they just release like a PlayStation app for PC? Wasn't it like recently or something like that? It just came
PlayStation?
out. Yeah, PlayStation.
Not yet. No.
Not yet? Or is it coming soon or something like that?
It's rumored. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Okay. Yeah. But like, look, companies are going to be doing this. They want people to get into their ecosystem so it could grow more and good for press and all this stuff. It's going to happen. So I don't see that as like a bad thing. And like I said, it's all about communication. If they would have prepared the consumers for a while, like, hey, it's coming on this date, giving them a heads up instead of log in today, if not you're gone. Like, you can't be doing that. That's the wrong way how to do things, man.
I mean, like I said, Ghost of Tsushima is the preview of what's to come, because they're going to have the PSN support in there built into that game from day one. So moving forward, you're going to see that. Well, again, like as an example, when Spider-Man 2 comes to PC, PSN will be on there. Yeah. And then, look, ultimately, what I want PlayStation to do, hey, look, bringing this all the way back around to when we were in the episode, what I want PlayStation to do with their PC strategy is, yes, do the PSN support, but also have cross progression as well. So if I'm playing Spider-Man 2 on my PS5, I log into Spider-Man 2 on my PC, all my trophies, progress, everything follows me there, and vice versa. That's what I ultimately want to see. Do I think PlayStation is going to follow Xbox's strategy and you buy the game once and then you just play it on both? Hell no. They're going to be like, y'all want to play it on PC? Buy it again. I don't think they're going to do that. But I would at least like the option. And maybe you got to be a PS Plus subscriber for this cloud save stuff, but make it an option so that my progression just follows me, because that's the future of gaming. It shouldn't be, again, it shouldn't be about the one platform. It should be about multiple platforms when it comes to that stuff.
Man, you know what I forgot to bring up, Parris? Oh, man, that would have been a very interesting conversation. And again, these are rumors. that, and I think there was a conversation with Phil about this in an interview. I can't quite remember because it's been a couple of weeks, but something with about having some of those like the Steam store, Epic Game Store available to the console. That would be a genius move if they could pull that off. That would be great, I think, man, for the PC audience that just want to sit down at home and have it connected to the TV, to the console, like, and for the console players that there might be some games on Steam that's not available on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be great if they could pull that off.
So, and I'll try and keep this brief because I talked about this on XCast and I kind of laid out how I think this would work. And I was using Ubisoft Plus on Xbox as the template. If you go to a Ubisoft game now on Xbox, on the console, you'll see a badge on there for Ubisoft Plus. So if you're subscribed to Ubisoft Plus, you get access to that game. It basically does a license check. You're able to download it. So again, trying to keep this brief. The way I think it would work on the console side is if they had quote unquote Steam and Epic Store integration. Not every Steam or Epic Store game is going to be available on the Xbox console. Only the games that have been optimized for Xbox that also happen to be on Steam and the Epic Store would be available. So if I own the game on Steam, there's a little Steam badge on it, does a license check, because I'd log into my Steam account on the thing, all that, do a license check. Oh, Parris owns that game on Steam. It's available on the Xbox. I'm able to download and play it. Same with the Epic Store, vice versa. That's how I see it would work, because you can't have games that aren't available on Xbox and then they just magically work on Xbox. You know what I mean? Plus, you got games that are PC only that only take advantage of mouse and keyboard. How the hell is that going to work? Right? Early access game. Even though this is on Xbox, like Manor Lords, as an example, is early. No Rest for the Wicked is actually a perfect example of this. Again, bringing Moon Studios into this. No Rest for the Wicked or Hades 2 is going to be early access on Steam. That doesn't mean just because now Steam is integrated on the console, now all of a sudden I have access to the early access game for No Rest for the Wicked on the console because it's not available on console yet. Make sense? What I'm saying? That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I was gonna tell you, and everybody who's watching this, please let us know how was the stream. I know we're testing this thing out. We're available now on multiple channels. Let us know if you like it. We'll do it next time. If anything else, Parris?
No, I mean I think that's it. I think I cussed enough for today.
Oh man, Parris went in. This is the Parris show. This is not even Dan. Danny doesn't even exist here. It's okay. But no, it was great doing this, man. It's a lot. I find it's easier like this, Parris, right? Don't you find it easier like this?
Yeah.
Join in.
If this is the way, I mean, we don't have to hop on Discord and do all this stuff. We just hop in here and do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Shout out to the Twitch viewers, YouTube viewers. Who else we're missing? Twitter or X viewers. Shout out to everybody, man. So hopefully we'll do this again, man, next time. So we're gonna be out until next time. Peace. Later.
Peace.
Bye.